National Weather Service has issued tornado watch number 13.
This could be my first tornado, folks.
In 0.1 miles, turn right.
Wow. Definitely something. Cody, rain wrap rotation looks me. I know I couldn't find a signature. That's why I'm kind of confused, Cody. Kind of going on the fly here. But did you see that green? Look at that greenage, Cody. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. I am turning around. Not going to put my life in jeopardy. That is the greenest looking thing I've ever seen.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Angel here with Scarwreck Truther. Welcome back to another video. Folks, I want you to stay tight because this is going to be a very long video. I have a lot to talk about. There's a lot of information I've gotten from research and of course from finding in YouTube and footage, obviously. So folks, today we're going to be talking about the weather, nature, right? Mother Nature, or should I say geoengineering. A lot of people should know by now that climate change is a hoax. Or is not. I mean, who really knows? But we should know by now that they are sending so many storms right now in the eastern side of America. I mean, just in America in general. They're literally sending storms literally everywhere in America with chemtrails and hearts. What is news media really telling you? All it talks about is drama, comedy. You know, they're not going to talk about weather control. But yeah, people are still in the news media, right? They still believe in everything the news media says because they're too distracted with video games, with sports, right? With all this technology. I mean, it's absurd and they're not paying attention to the weather. So now we have emissions as well, which is another way to pollute the skies, right? And talking about emissions, pollution, I mean the same thing. Emissions are a big thing to the geoengineering program, right? There's been a lot of updates in emissions. There's been a lot of cases regarding global warming and climate change and all that, and the prices and all that, and how, as we all know, that emissions are poisoning people and it is gas. Alright? So it isn't just chemtrails that is affecting our lungs or our health in the sky. In the ionosphere, right? In the atmosphere, what do we want to call it? It's also emissions, right? Emissions are turned on almost literally every day. There's probably like hundreds of them. I'm not really sure how many, but there's like hundreds, I'm pretty sure. But earthquakes, folks. There's a lot of earthquakes happening in the eastern side of the Pacific Ocean than the Atlantic Ocean for some reason. I am not aware that they are creating these earthquakes as of yet. There hasn't been any earthquake activity, but there has been a lot of, potentials of earthquakes happening in some places, right? Like in California. But there is a lot going on in the east side of the Pacific Ocean. Like, I'm telling you, big ones. Like, a lot of earthquakes happening there. I don't know why.
I was on my way home through what's called Hidden Valley. Lake Sherwood is right over there. And I saw this. So I had to turn around and come back to capture this because this is an oak tree that looks like they all do. Something out of a horror movie. But this is what's going to happen, is happening, and is going to start happening more. No doubt, very pink sunset. What a shame. See, there's an oak tree right there. That's one. There's one. That's an oak. That's going to fall over. One of these days, that one will just collapse, and hopefully there won't be a car underneath it.
Do you know the way?
And this is a rolling pin.
Oh, it's magenta. Look at the ripples. All those ripples. Is that lithium in it that makes it that color? You can keep all the chemicals straight. Look, there's another V.
Now, folks, they're naming these clouds, or should I say HAARP clouds, cloud evidence, which is a lie. This is to brainwash the masses. So this is how they're going to do it. They're going to be making up names for these chemtrails, or these so-called clouds, to brainwash the masses, to make them think it's all made of crystals and all that, when really it's just HAARP and chemtrails all working together. Now, we are losing sand as well. Scientists are saying that the ocean levels are rising, which is a hoax. It's in fact the oceans actually losing sand, and this is why the ocean levels are rising, is because again we're losing sand. But here's the scary part, folks, which is why I'm making this video and why it's super long. So you add up the amount of emissions going on every day in the world, then you add up the volcanoes that have erupted in the back then, right, in the past, and then you add up the amount of chemtrails and HAARP activity that's going on up there in the heavens, or should I say the sky, same thing. And if we add them all up, and if this still continues by the years, right, which it will continue forever, we're literally gonna be living in a geostorm, which we already are. Just look at the amount of storms happening all over the world. I mean, it's crazy, and I mean, you can only imagine such a thing as a geostorm happening, and it's already happening in front of our eyes, but people are not seeing it, and are still brainwashed by the amount of what the government is telling them, right? With news media. The news media is all going to tell you is that everything is normal, everything is fine, these are just clouds, these are just made by crystals, you know. That is all a lie. There is something big going on. There's an agenda going on, and we all know what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry if it was long. Please leave a like, share this video, because it's very important, and I'll see you again. Peace.
Hey guys, this is Daniel from Follower of Christ 777, Christian Man 777, Friend of Yeshua, and Servant of Christ 777. As you can see in the beautiful blue skies that God gave us, there's some terrible people who decided to spew some chemtrails. Not contrails, but chemtrails. If you do your research, and I encourage you to do your research on these chemtrails, they contain barium and aluminum and other types of chemicals. They're being spewed in the sky by these airplanes, and one has to ask, why are we spewing these chemtrails in the sky, and who is doing this? These chemtrails get mixed up, or they blend with the clouds, and then when it rains, these chemtrail affected clouds, well, the rain falls on you, on the animals, on the plants, and it's not good news.